Hello again, it's me, Mrs. Hoekstra. Module 2, Lesson 3, Understanding Addition of Integers, right? Last lesson we talked about using a number line. This time we're going to look at different ways to add those, maybe a little more efficient ways to add those. So the essential question, how do you compute the sum of integers with different signs, right? What if I have signs that go in different directions? All right, well, let's do a quick review of what we talked about in lesson 2. So we have, for example, the counting on, right? So I give you 2 plus 4 equals 6. And you're like, I can handle that, Mrs. Hoekstra. That's pretty easy. That's straightforward. That's what we've been doing, right? You could do the little bunny hops like you see at the bottom, right? You see these little bunny hops down here, right? These little bunny hops right there. Those little bunny hops, right? 1, 2, and then you add on, count on. 3, 4, 5, 6, and there you go. There's your answer of 6. Okay? Well, let's talk about some of these things because some of these terms are going to show up a little bit as we go throughout this unit. So I want to talk about this first one. We're going to call this first term. Terms are just parts of the math problems that are separated by addition and subtraction. Okay, fancy way of saying. We're going to call this one called a p-value. All right? We're just going to call this a p-value. Whenever I give you a p-value, you're always going to start at 0. Think back to the lesson we just had, right? You're going to start at 0, and then you're going to count however many units. Then count, in this case, up 2 units. All right, in this particular case, it's 2 units, but whatever that number is, it's going to tell you what direction and where to go. Well, then that 4, if the 2 is a P, we're going to call the 4 a Q. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but we're going to call that one Q. All right, this is going to be our Q value. Okay, there's our Q value. And this one, you start at the end of the arrow, of that last arrow, right? You're going to start at the end of the last arrow. All right. And then, of course, the number 6 in this case, our number 6, that is our answer, right? It's the sum. Okay? This is our sum, our answer. Now, in this particular case, our sum, 6, is 4 units away from the 2, right? This is 4 units away from 2, right? 6 is 4 units away from 2. Well, let's look at counting down then, right? Where we have signs that are different. So again, 2 is our p-value, right? This is my p-value. It tells me to start at the 0. So you can either say based off of the straight one, or you could do it based off of the little bunny hops that are going on down here. They started at 0. Same thing for the vertical one that it's down below, started at 0. And then we have our q value, in which we counted from the end of that, right? So I ended here, and I'm going back 4, or it could be the bunny hops going back 4, or you could be looking at that vertical line as well. It's going to give you those same ideas, right? And then we have our new answer. In this case, we got -2. Again, it is still my sum, right? This is still my sum, and it still is 4 units away from 2. This is still 4 units away from 2. It's still there. Okay? So down at the bottom of the page there, it says, for each example above, what is the distance between 2 and the sum? They are all 4 units away. Right? They are all 4 units away from 2. Just one's on the positive side, one's on the negative side. All right? Top of the next page. Does the sum lie to the right or to the left of 2 on a horizontal number line? Right? Does the sum lie to the right or to the left? Where did our answer end up? Okay, on the number lines, well, if it's negative, it went left, and if it was positive, it went right. right? On the horizontal line, if it's positive, it's on the right. If it was a negative, then it was to the left. What if it was the vertical number line? I didn't really talk much about it on there, but it is there. Look at that vertical number line. If it's positive, it's going to go up, right? It's going to go up. And if it's negative, go down, right? Alrighty, so given the expression 54 plus 81, determine without adding the sum, so we're not going to add these, okay? What is the distance between 54 and the sum? I'm not trying to find the answer right now, but my answer to this, how far away is the answer to this from 54? What is the distance between that and the answer, right? So I have 54 plus 81 equals what, right? Whatever that is, doesn't matter right now. But how far away is it from 54, right? That's what they're asking. Well, it's 81 units. To which direction, the left or right? Yep, to the right from the number 54. Don't care what the answer is, not what I'm looking for right now. Okay, we're going to move that to the right. And if we had been on a vertical number line, we would have said it was what? Up, right? It'd be above it. Okay? All right, so let's suppose you gave, I gave you 14 plus negative 3, right? What is the distance between 14 and the sum? 14 plus negative 3, write that answer. How far away is this answer in that box from 14? Right? It's 3 away. The sum is 3 away from 14. Okay. Which direction? Left or right? To the left. Or you could say down if we were working on a vertical number line, especially if we were talking about temperatures, right? All right. Go to the top of page 22 here. I want you to pause the video and complete the next 3, these 3 here. I want you to do these 3 on your own. Check your answer with me when you unpause it. All right, go ahead, hit pause right now. All right, check your answers with mine. So the first one, I got negative 2, right? And then that middle one, I got negative 8. And then that last one, I have negative 1. Check your answers, see if yours, my arrows aren't all that perfectly straight or anything, but you know, you should be able to figure out what I did there. If you need to, go ahead and hit pause again so that you can check and correct your answers. But for those of us who are ready, we're moving on to exercise 3. All right, exercise 3. The sum of 6 and a number is 15 units to the left of 6 on the number line, right? Well, I'm going to stop a minute because there's a lot of things going on in there. So the sum, what's sum tell me to do? Tells me to add, so I'm going to put a plus sign above that, right? The sum of 6 and a number is 15 units to the left. Left of 6. Okay, so I'm going to get and start with my number 6, and I'm going to go to the 6. There we go. And then it says my answer is going to be 15 units to the left. Left tells me I'm going to have negative, right? So I've got a positive 6, and I'm going to go negative 15. And I come, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. There is my 15 right there. I've gone 15 units. All right, so write an equation. So I have 6 plus that negative 15, because it said it was left, 15 units. So negative 15, and I am now 15 units away from that, and I am where? At negative 9. All right, we're at negative 9. All right, that is it. This was a really quick, short lesson, and I will see you all later.